We are starting Module 5. It has two separate and distinct elements. First is analytics, because that's part of measuring and analyzing market. And the second is delighting your customer. And you'll be doing that by developing your website and developing your marketing plan. Let's take a look. First thing on the list is your Google Analytics certification. And companies need to know that you're not just posting and trusting that if you post it, they will come. They want to know that the money they're spending is going towards something concrete. So analytics allow you to see how many, well, they contribute to the KPIs. They allow you to see where people are coming from, what they're looking at, how long they're spending, etc., etc. So you're going to be completing Google Analytics certification. The one that you're going to be doing is Google Analytics for beginners. There are additional courses. You're welcome to complete them if that's something that you feel will benefit you in your future. Here's the link. If it doesn't work, actually I know it works. You'll go ahead and log in, finish that. You'll be getting a certificate, and you'll post that certificate with your magic little name on it when you're all done. You don't have a premium site in place, and I don't want you to have to buy one. So the nice thing about this course is they have a sample site that you can use as you walk through the course. And that way you're able to use their information to answer the questions provided. The course will take 3 to 5 hours, so you'll want to break it into smaller pieces. It gets a little overwhelming. When I did it, it was a lot of great information. But if I tried to do too much at one time, I got just overwhelmed and my brain would shut down. So by taking it in short pieces, it worked out much better. The other thing that you're going to be doing, and that is due April 28th, so the end of April. The other thing that you're going to be working on is also due at the end of April, and that is your website design and your marketing plan. You have learned so much throughout the term on the different applications that you can use in social media and the different recommended practices for those activities. What we didn't do is a lot of hands-on practice, and that's something that really only time and dedication to the process will give you. Even the best practices that we've gone over in class aren't written in stone. Guidelines for video, guidelines for photography, all of those can be broken if it's done with creativity and purpose. And it just takes time and practice to build those skills to a point where they come across as professional. It doesn't happen overnight. Anyway. So this is your chance to bring everything that you've done together in a way that's cohesive and logical for your customer. It's assigned, it opens Monday, and it closes the 28th, and you'll be presenting to your customers on April 30th. And that's if you are in class. If you are an online student for this project, you are going to be recording a presentation, or you can present in class, or you can join us on WebEx on Thursday evening at 6:30 p.m. and we'll just go till we're done, probably about 7:30. So you have more options for presenting, and I'll make that available so that you can let me know what you're planning to do a little later in the term. I want you to get your feet wet and play a little bit first. The project is a little bit vague. You know the mechanical processes for completing what you need to do. And I want you to search online for the remaining 5% of things that aren't provided, so that I know you can build on your current knowledge independently. I figure it's going to take you about 10 hours per week, or about 40 hours altogether for this, because it's a fairly large project. I've included a grading rubric breakdown for both your website and your social media strategy and plan. So that gives you a general idea of what I'm looking for in each piece. I am looking for strong writing. I'm looking for attention to detail. I'm looking for grammar, spelling, balance in design, cohesiveness. If you used blue in a logo, don't suddenly change it to pink somewhere else, kind of thing. So this is what I'm looking for. It comes down to, would your customer be extremely pleased and delighted with what you've presented? Or does it look like you put it together in an hour and a half? There we go. In here, part 1 is exactly what to include in your website itself. And there's 1 through 5, so you're going to use Wix to create the website itself. You're going to have a home page, an about page. Be sure to include a map with your about, include contact information, a blog and vlog. You can be sure when you're setting up your blog you choose the style that does not require enrollment. Include 4 blog and 2 vlog example posts so that your customer can see what you have in mind for them. I would encourage you to use some of their content so that they can see how it fits with their goals. You'll have a products or services page. If, for example, you're choosing a company that is service-based, then you might have an appointment with them, or a consultation with a fee or something like that, or something that ties in. It's up to you how you format it, just as long as you feel it'll put your company in a strong light with whatever you choose. So that's your store. Your products or services is the store area. You'll include an e-newsletter, and it'll be a sample, so that'll have 3 articles and a promotional piece. So if you want to do a coupon or an event announcement or something like that. The store is actually your products and services. Oh, hell. You'll discuss products and services. How you showcase them and the format you use will depend on your choices and what you think is going to put your company in a strong light. You'll have an e-newsletter, so make sure it has 3 articles and a promotional piece, and this is for your customers, so make sure that the items you select fit within their goals. The promotional piece might be a coupon, it might be an invitation to an event, it's entirely up to you. You'll have a store with 3 products detailed, and those products, if you have a service-based business, it might be signing up for an event to attend, and maybe it has a deposit, or maybe they're registering to receive a free e-booklet, or find something so that you have 3 products so that they can see how a store would work. You'll have 3 social media cross posts. I'm not asking you to post to the social media locations because I want the customer to be able to see at a glance what would work for each location and how they would tie together. So on the same page, you'd call the page Social Media Cross Point Examples. So then on the page, you'd provide an example that would be for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and then it would show how they all tie in and how the message can be presented slightly differently but reach the same audience, and you do 4 separate examples that would tie into each one. You would have additional pages based on company needs and wants, entirely up to you. Then you're going to select and include at least one of the following additional pages as a sub-page, and it'll go below About. So it might be frequently asked questions, and then come up with some questions. Testimonials and reviews, make up a couple. Press, latest news, make up something, or if they already have something out there, great. Terms and conditions, a sitemap, do something so that you have a sub-page. That way people can see, or your client can see, what the opportunities are if they wanted to have focused content. You'll add 2 apps to the site, not including the store. It might be a page counter, it might be an appointment, there's so many different apps. Make sure it's something that can be free though, so that you can add it to the site. You're going to create a promotional video for the company. No more than 5 minutes, preferably just a couple minutes. It can be voiceover, PowerPoint, video, music and product. It's entirely up to you. But make sure that the video promotes the company as a whole, or that promotes specific products or services. And when you do your presentations in that week 16, we'll be playing each one of the videos for the customers, or for the clients. So make sure that it's something that you would be proud to present. Okay, then you'll put SEO in place for each page and be all set there. Phew, that's a lot. That's just for the website. Okay, this is why it's an entire month-long project. Part 2 is your social media strategy and plan. It's not enough to have a website. You have to know what you're going to do with it. It's not enough to post to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You have to know how they tie into the successful marketing activities. So, you're going to develop a social media strategy and plan. You're going to put the plan together in the order of your choice. It will have a cover page. It will have a table of contents. It will include each one of these elements. You're going to discuss each one of these elements. You'll have at least 7 references. You're going to explore various types of content. You're going to give how-tos. There's a lot of information that you're going to be providing in here. You don't always provide this level of detail to a customer, but because this is also basically a part of your final exam, I want to know that you understand the why behind the decisions that you're making. Use industry terminology throughout, but explain using customer-friendly terms. So as an example, you might say key performance indicators, and then parentheses KPIs. And then you're going to you might list 5 of them that might work best for them. You don't need to list every single one. And then you would talk about why you selected these and how to use each one to track success. Competition, you're going to look to see who else is out there, perform a quick and accurate SWOT analysis, and share that information. Discuss very briefly, just a few sentences, about looking at strengths and weaknesses and why it's important. Altogether, this plan is probably going to be about 15 pages. Some things will be longer than others, not all of it. I don't need huge detail. Example, discuss free versus premium site options and costs. So that's a 1 paragraph that discusses free versus premium and includes some basic cost information. For more information, go here. Then discuss how to register or move a website domain to Wix. It's pretty straightforward, but the important part is, where do they go? How do they navigate to the place that it needs to be done? And what do they need to do once they get there. So it might be, if you've already registered your website at another location, but you want to move to Wix, the process is very simple. You're going to go to this website and click on blah, 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 and tell them that you want to click. If that proves overwhelming, here's the phone number so that you can get customer service. And then also how to add an email address. That would be another line item, to add an email address to a premium site, because it has to be a premium site. Then you would go here and you would pick out your address. So you're not drilling down to every tiny little last detail, but you are providing enough detail that they're not going to feel overwhelmed at using social media. Because most people, when they look at this, they get overwhelmed and it just stops them in their tracks. So you want to help them feel a level of comfort so that they are not frozen with fear. They can move forward step by step and make the decisions that need to be made. At the front, so you have your cover page, you have your table of contents, and then right behind that will be a summary page. And it's going to discuss your overall marketing strategy and briefly discuss the critical elements of your plan. Doesn't mean you go into everything. It means that you're going to discuss the customers and the competition, goals and KPIs, that you're going to have a paragraph that discusses the theme and the purpose. So those kinds of things. Yes, this is a little vague. It's a little vague on purpose because I want you to have to fight through your overwhelming feelings of insecurity. You've done the work, but you haven't put it together. I want you to put it together. I will be grading the social media strategy and plan very gently, because as long as you're getting that information across, I will consider it successful. You can see, I can see at a glance, are you discussing the things that need to be covered? Did you give some suggestions for cross-promotion? Did you include a calendar so that they go, oops, wait, I'm supposed to do this today? Did you include some basic how-tos? Did you post a card draft with a QR code? Some things, just, did you think about them and what would take it from, oh, thank you for creating this, to, wow, this was the best experience ever? Because if you do that, you might find yourself with a part-time job doing other people's sites. And then you need to figure out how long it would take you once you've got a few of these down, how long it would take you to put this together, real world time, and then charge about $10 to $15 per hour, and then market yourself and start your business. Anyway, hope this helps. Thanks.